couple of athletes said that I was demonic for today's workout. Oh yeah, right on the knee, that's beautiful. We're gonna count it, let's go. Woo! What is up, YouTube? We are back with another lower body day. The crowd favorite. We got some safety spar, Bulgarians, 3 rep maxes today. We're gonna hit some snatches today. We got some jumps and some sprints. I've already hit a couple sets of jumps and sprints just to warm up, get the juices flowing, you know? Like I feel like sometimes if I go into these videos cold before I start moving a little bit, I feel like a little clunky in the head. Just finished up some baseball, some softball. BP took a grounder off the knee today, so that felt amazing. One thing I'm gonna try and be conscious of today is the pauses, right? So if you don't watch yourself, this is something I would really recommend. If you want to become a better speaker, you just want to be a better person, you want to be a better conversationalist, record yourself talking, either on YouTube's or videos, podcasts, whatever it is, and just play it back. And no matter how cringeworthy it is, just listen to yourself. Don't edit the stuff. Just put it out there and just listen. And it's crazy the things that you pick up on that you're not even realizing. And one of the things I'm picking up on, and I'm trying to be aware of it, is pausing between ideas. So when I pause, that feels like an hour that I just paused right there. But when you rewatch it in the camera, you guys watching there, it feels like it's just a conversation. Like there's just a little bit of a break there. And I feel like I'm trying to fill in a lot of open time and go. And I wouldn't say it's inauthentic for me. I think my brain works very well if I'm rambling like that. I just don't know if it's the best, most concise way to communicate. So when I'm being consciously aware of it, just things to pick up on. I don't think I really want to take away from my ability to ramble. I think that is a skill set I have, the ability to just shoot thoughts and continually work on the thoughts as I'm going. And so it's not gonna be all perfect, it's not gonna be all pretty. But one of the points of these YouTube videos is to become better at making videos, better at talking in front of the camera. And one of the things I've realized is it's okay to have a pause. It's not that everybody's wondering where you went or there's like, it's too much time. It's rushed in your head. And I didn't realize that until listening to a couple videos back. And that pause that I just did again felt like forever. But when you watch it, it's super nice. So just pause. I don't have to fill in every word. I'm not saying it's gonna be perfect. When I get really riled up about ideas, I try to get it out of my head as fast as possible because my brain thinks way faster than my tongue is able to communicate. I was in a speech class for most of my life until probably sophomore year of high school because I had a really bad lisp. I couldn't talk very well. I'm still not very good, and it's not like dyslexic, but like I'm not very good at pronouncing words. It's like I can read words great. I'm a pretty good reader. I've always been a good reader. I'm not trying to flex. That's a nerdy thing to be good at, but I've always been a good reader, been able to process what I've read, always read at a really high level. No issues there, but the ability to like pronounce things that I read, that I can make sense of my brain and then trying to get it to the tongue is bad. And it's something I've definitely had to train myself out of. The podcast has been amazing for it. YouTube hopefully is continuing to help this, but the more I public speak, the more I talk, the better I am at it. But I still struggle in those settings and trying to work on that skill set so it's not a limiting factor. But anyways, when I get riled up, I have so many thoughts, I gotta get them out. Otherwise I feel like I'm gonna lose it. Not I feel like, I know I'm gonna lose it. So if I still go on my rants, that is why. Listening to a podcast right now by Will Storr, I believe. He's the author of The Status Game. I really recommend listening to some of his. He's on Rogan. It's a really good podcast, but he's on a couple other podcasts for the anti-Roganers out there. But the guy has a really cool book and message about how we, as humans, everything we do is to enter into and win a status game, right? So what group are we a part of? We need to be a part of a group, and how are we ranked in that group? And if you're not a part of a group, you will find a group. And if you're not succeeding in a group, you will find a group that you can succeed in. And one of his messages that I really thought was powerful and important and eye-opening is the way that people get trapped into really terrible ideas is the status game without realizing they're playing the status game. And he brought up people that are doing OnlyFans, he brought up people that are racist, he brought up people that are Nazis, and how when you talk to these people in this group that you look at and you're like, how the fuck do you think that way? How did you get into those thought processes? How do you see the world you see it? This seems insane for somebody not stuck in their social status game. And what you realize is they were losing at all these other social games. They were losing at whatever the social game is. They felt ostracized. They felt not enough. And then they got welcomed into a group, a cult, just a terrible friendship, whatever it is, whatever led you down that path. Drugs are another big one, that like become a drug addict is a big one in the social status game, because it's the friends that you hang out with start doing it and you start to fit in by doing that. But when you talk to it, it's like how, like people ask the question, how do you get that point? You must be insane, you must be crazy. And he's making the point that they're not. They are humans. They think exactly the same way we think. And we ourselves can very easily get trapped in the same exact games that they got trapped into, and we justify it. And just like they don't see that being a Nazi, a racist, doing OnlyFans, doing drugs is a bad thing, we don't see our faults in that same way. And like how we see reality as being perfectly good and the things that we're doing are good, they also see reality in that way. And it's just a powerful message of understanding the church you are a part of, understanding you are a part of a church whether you like it or not. You are a social being. You are a part of a social hierarchy. We do not operate very well without a social hierarchy. We fall apart. Understand why you are making your decisions that you are making. And most of the time it is to climb your social status, your social hierarchy. And then understand many times the things you are doing in your social hierarchy are not actual reality. They are just what your social hierarchy allows you to say, allows you to do, and it's the rules of your religion. And it's just funny how people don't see that many times. It's like, I'm an atheist. That's a big one that like my age group, my peers say a lot. It's like, I'm an atheist, I don't believe in anything. And then you go look at the things they worship, like you're worshiping money, you're worshiping drugs, you're worshiping whatever it is, like you're worshiping whatever it is. Like you have a religion, you just don't understand you're a part of that religion. Your religion, your social status has rules, right? So it's the same thing as a religion, you just replaced it with something else. And I don't think that's wrong. I don't want to say any of that's wrong. I don't think believing in a religion is wrong. I don't believe being an atheist is wrong. I think not seeing that you are doing the same thing every single other human is doing, just in your own way, is a big issue, because it allows you to act in a morally superior way on both ends of the spectrum, as a morally superior way, without realizing that you're totally blind to the decisions that you're making and why you're making them. We make decisions as humans to fit into a group, to be admired, to gain social status. I make these YouTubes to be seen. I make these YouTubes to climb. I lift weights, just like the mental toughness thing. I lift weights to climb social status, right? Because I get attention, because I'm rewarded for it, right? And that's everything we do in life. And if you don't realize that, you can make some really stupid decisions because really bad people are giving you that thing that you need, right? And if you're not surrounding yourself with the right people, that can get dangerous. If you're surrounding yourself with people that give you attention, allow you to climb their hierarchy in a bad way, you'll do it as a human because you feel like you need that feeling. So pay attention to those things, understand we all believe in something, and what you believe in a lot of times will dictate your life. I'm not telling you what to believe in. I don't care what you believe in. I just hope it's something good, and I hope you understand that you do believe in something and you are making your decisions based off that decision. So Will Storr, Status Game, was a really cool podcast. I thought it was super interesting, and I think it opens your eyes a lot to why humans make the decisions they make, why myself, why I make the decisions I make, and just being aware of that. I think being aware of that is really, really powerful. So, long rant to start us off, but let's rip some legs. Let's go. All right, pretty basic sprint day. Just got single hurdles. We're gonna go a couple here, then we'll hit some curved flying 10s, and then we'll get to our jumps. Let's do it. All right, added a little second hurdle. Gonna rip these here. All right, that's probably a good example of a non-optimal movement problem. Like, I'm doing that hurdle. The second hurdle is probably not far enough away for me to get both my feet down, cycle back through, make it rhythmic. And I think that's one of the issues we have with athletes. It's like they need optimal movement problems. I don't think there's a better way to get a better athlete than giving them non-optimal movement problems. Give them problems. Like the whole point is to solve the movement problem. It's not to be the athlete that can do everything when it's perfect and pretty in our little controlled settings and get our footwork down. And it's so funny to see how frustrated you can get an athlete by giving them a movement problem they can't solve instantly. And it's like, dude, what do you think is gonna happen on the field when an opponent doesn't want you to solve their movement problem instantly? You're gonna get frustrated and quit? Because it's not all gonna be pretty. And I think that's one of the nicest things about these non-optimal movement problems, these tough movement problems. Any movement problem you can give them in the chaos of what we can create in our movement environment is that you can get these athletes to become better solvers of movement problems, better solvers of frustrating movement problems, better solvers of movement problems that adapt with them, right? And they just start to accept, oh, first rep was a little sloppy, second rep I know how to get my feet down, okay? It's just like you have to do in a game where I've always driven to the right, but now he's forcing me to go to the left, I have to figure it out, right? So I think there's just small aspects where some coaches will look like, I need to have my wickets at this length, I need to have my hurdles at this height, I need to have the barbell with this weight, right? And it's like, you're cleaning everything up, and it looks prettier in the moment and it looks great in the moment, but it really takes a lot away from these athletes of being able to deal with that frustration with a movement problem, failing a movement problem a couple times in the gym, right? And they will be frustrated, they'll be annoyed at you, they'll bitch at you, well, we can do it this way, we can do it that way. I understand that. That's not the point of this, right? The whole point is to make you an adaptable solver of movement problems. So this simple movement problem, go solve. And as simple as this is, this 2 hurdle, I've seen athletes break mentally under this. And it's like, because they've came from the background of everything is perfect. I mark out my steps, I do this. Like, you bring a track athlete to this and they're so frustrated, it's so funny. But it's like, man, that's like, let's make you an adaptable athlete. Let's make you be able to solve these problems. And stop falling into the trap of making everything pretty so we can all feel good in the gym, and then we get on the field and we get fucking cooked, right? This is not our time to like feel good if you're trying to be an athlete, right? This is our time to work on that skill set, the real mental toughness again. So if you find yourself getting frustrated with some of these movement problems, embrace that. That's part of the journey, right? That's part of becoming a better athlete, is that frustration piece. That means you're on to something. If everything you do in training is super clean and amazing, and then you go onto the court and you're losing a lot of games or you're not making shots, something's wrong with the training and we should look into it, okay? So create challenging movement problems, don't focus on clean movement problems. Last one here, then we're gonna hit some curve sprints. The stupid camera died again doing this curve sprints, but the curve sprints were baller. I hit 4 of them, one this way, one that way, one this way, one that way. Felt fast as fuck. Felt really good on them, but gotta figure out I think I'm gonna buy a double battery and then a portable charger, but if I record stuff in the morning for the morning session or record softball and then record this stuff, battery just doesn't last that long, so I'll get it fixed. I had a charger here today though, fucking high IQ, so I'm here. I'm back, we didn't miss much. Just missed the 4 sprints and I ran a set of the snatches in these jumps and depth drops. So we got zigzag broad jumps for our horizontal movement problem today. Boom, boom, for distance there. Like these feel, I mean, they just make you feel athletic, right? Nothing more to be said here, let's go. Oh, come on, that's gotta be a PR, little inchy PR. Oh, simple metric. Bring cones for your movement problems, right? You do so many crazy jumps. You bring cones, you're gonna get good intense out of these, right? If your goal is not max output, you can bring the cones away. That's probably something you can talk about with movement problems. The lower you go, the lower output you go, the more creative opportunities you have. The higher output you go, the less creative opportunities you have. So when you're trying to force an athlete to solve a problem a specific way or a different way, you really wanna maximize output or maximize what happens when they make a mistake in the drill, if that makes sense. So like, if I move that hurdle up, I'm trying to maximize horizontal or vertical output through the ground to jump over the hurdle, right? I don't have a lot of creativity. So if I'm gonna do parkour on a high hurdle, I'm really gonna drill in the fact that you kind of have to jump over it one way, right? You're not gonna have a lot of creativity. Move the hurdle down, give them a ball, they can solve that movement problem by jumping over it a multitude of different ways. So if you're trying to drive a certain response to an athlete, limit their options. So if I want to make them juke one way, have it negatively affect them if they go to the left. If I just want to have them work on offensive moves, open up the field, widen the field so they have multitude of options. Same thing with the jumps. If I want more of a rhythmic jump, more of a bouncy jump, more of a free playing jump, I'm just gonna lower the output. So I probably won't put cones, or just emphasize it when I'm talking to them too. That's a way to do it too. But don't put cones in that setting. If I'm trying to get a really good output, horizontal output here, I'm gonna measure the cones. So just things to play around with when you're building out movement problems. Doesn't have to get crazy complex, but definitely ways to steer which way you're bringing your athletes. And we work in the more output I do on one end of things. If I have a high output week, the next week's probably gonna be high creativity or a high output day followed by a high creativity day, and just have them back and forth that way. Whatever I feel like they're kind of struggling with or not doing a great job of. Let's go. All right, so continuing on with the high output day, just trying to push these hurdles pretty much as high as possible. Just hitting jumps, still disinterested today, so it'll be a high output day today. And then typically what I would program, I don't even know what I programmed Thursday, honestly, if I'm gonna be honest. So I don't know if I did a full high output week, or if I went high output today, high creativity on Thursday. That's typically what I do, so I would predict that's what Thursday is. But if it's not, then next week will be high creativity. So I'll kind of balance things that way, just a little bit different way of how I program it with the constraints, but we'll have a high output day today with our jumps and sprints. Oh! Pump that baby up. Oh, what the fuck am I doing? Bro. Sometimes I've missed more jumps on camera than I have in a long time. I don't know if it's because I'm pushing myself, it's just because I'm being an idiot. I think it's because I'm being an idiot. Easy, thank you. I just made the mistake of looking at the camera at those jumps, and this outfit makes it look like I just got done with a one night stand, like I'm a girl, like doing a walk of shame, bro. Like shirt's way too long, shorts are way too short. I don't know what I'm doing. I don't know if that's a cancelable thing to say, but this is not the outfit. This is not the cool look. I thought it was pretty swaggy too, but when I put it on, I thought it looked good. Oh, mother trucker, bro. What am I doing, bro? Forgetting how to jump. Oh, I suck today. Oh my God. Oh. Oh, there we go. My goodness, we're retiring. That's so gross. All right, let's pray to the Lord these go better than those jumps. That was a pitiful performance on my part, I'll admit. We're gonna go snatch, split, squat, lunge, I don't know. I saw him on Will's story. We're gonna snatch into a split squat right there, into a lunge position. Through max, keep ripping those until we stop making progress on them. With these, we're gonna pair depth drops and super cat jumps, and then we got Bulgarians to finish up, and some hip work. So let's get it. Ooh, I like the feel of those. Oh, that was gross. Oh, yeah, those feel good. Those are a keeper. Woo, let's go. Oof. That seemed like an unnecessary knee touch on my part. Oof. Oh yeah, that gets heavy quick. Shit! Oh! Woo! Let's go. A little less appealing setup here with our depth drops, but it's where the boys left us from this morning session. Just running the morning group session here. So we're gonna rip them here. This is set 25 to 30 out of 40 this week. Single leg depth drop, I almost died there, real athletic. Band assisted here, a little lighter bands this week, so we're going a little bit higher. Ripping these. I went one box higher than this and it's collapsing a little bit too much for my liking. So I'll probably finish on that box. Keep ripping reps at this box till I get there. Ooh, just like that. We're just talking to Alex Proctor. If you don't follow him, you should follow him. Dude's a fucking stud. He was one of the OG Yoakum Strength guys. It was him, his girlfriend Nat, CJ, and Xander Payne, bro. First 4 at the dungeon, not the very first 4, but after COVID, we're the first 4 to come back. And we spent probably a whole year together in the dungeon, just us 4. Just cool experience. People that I had no reputation at the time. I had nothing to draw them in. They caught wind on Instagram or knew me from St. Thomas, but no reason for them to be there. And they showed up every day and really kind of built the culture that is Yoakum Strength now. But Proc just messaged me and we were talking about mental toughness a little bit from the video yesterday. And he was talking about how it was refreshing to hear, since everything he sees on Instagram is somebody trying to sell him stuff. That one size fits all cure to everything products. And one of the lines that I liked from Nietzsche, I can't remember when he said this, or maybe it's me interpreting how he said, but it's basically like religions were the first business to figure out that if you tell people they are broken, they will buy your cure, right? So religions were the first business to figure out that if you tell people they are broken, they will buy your cure. And I just feel like that's a lot of our industry, a lot of industries. If you tell something's wrong with them, they will buy your stuff. And I think when somebody tells you something is wrong with you, you're not good enough, you don't have this, you need this, you should be really aware of their marketing tactics and what they're actually trying to get to. Follow the money a little bit there, realize they're not trying to help you, they're trying to tell you something is wrong. They're honestly trying to hurt you. They're trying to tell you something is wrong with you. So then you need them, right? And I think we should pay attention just a little bit more to the marketing tactics of what people are actually trying to do when they're selling products to us. Is it actually for us? Do we actually need that product? Are we actually broken? Is there something actually wrong with us? Or are they telling us that? Are they selling us the disease so we have to buy the cure, right? So just something to think about. I thought it was super interesting. I think we get sold on that a lot. Let's keep snatching. Oh, woo! Almost lost that baby. Gosh dang it. I'm not very good at throwing that right foot behind. Not trusting that broken toe. Might stick with that right foot forward before I accidentally kill myself. That was almost dangerous. Not actually dangerous, but almost yeeted myself. Here we go. Not as pretty as I would have liked there. Not gonna. Oh yeah, much better. All right, I'm gonna hit a little drunk sig single here, and then call her good. Oh yeah, right on the knee, that's beautiful. We're gonna count it, let's go. Woo! Then we're ripping these Bulgarians, a little hand supported this week through Rep Max, banging these out, feeling spicy. I want to start with my right leg. Oh, that was way too close. Let's bring this here. Oh, all right. See how this feels. A little 315 on the bar. Let's go. A little too close. Those are nice. Oh, you mother trucker. Oh yeah. Damn. Woo, that was a ripper. Holy fuck. Those Bulgarians, we're gonna hit these split squat jumps on the Super Cat. Sets of 5 each leg, banging them out. That'll be the last set of Bulgarians. I just had somebody book a consult. Entrepreneurship problems, I know, so only got 30 minutes left. So got to run through this workout. I'm gonna finish, not really run through. We took plenty of time to finish the main stuff. That was probably a good, probably 7 out of 10 RP on those Bulgarians. I didn't love, I felt like I was meatheading just a little bit too much with that pull. Maybe just go without the pull next time, or go heavier with the pull, but I think heavier just kind of leads to more compression with a lot of those hand-assisted lifts. It's just like, at some point you're not even working your legs, which isn't a terrible thing. Like you can just overload the body, full body, but not really the goal of those. So for me today, so we're gonna hit some split squat jumps here, then we're gonna hit some hip exercises, and then we're all done. Should be able to get it all in. Let's go. Almost really shattered my toe on that. That would have sucked. Yeah, those are nice. All right, on some brutal hip exercises. Let's go. Second round of the hip series here. We got a high right here, high hold here. So I just got a text about fixing my jump mat. Just trying to get it fixed. Some kid, baseball kids, if you're watching, you guys did it, you little shitters. Broke the jump mat. So try to get the wire fixed. And then hopefully next week, we're gonna rip a jump mat PR. But we got deep bends here. Little adductor, hip hold, 30 seconds. Nice and low here. Woo! Ah, yeah. Oh, spicy, man. These, I'm gonna show you 3 hip movements that we do. I really emphasize a lot of adduction, abduction, hip flexor stuff, just because I feel like a lot of athletes are just not very good in certain aspects. Depends which one. So some aren't very good in abduction, some aren't very good in adduction, some aren't very good hip flexion, hip extension. And just finding some of these patterns and working some of the smaller muscles, I have found when you're consistent with it, you feel way better, you feel way stronger, and small nagging injuries really start to kind of disappear. And I think it's just because you're just working some of the things that you use in demand every day, and we don't really train them very specifically in the weight room. And it's just something that I found a lot of value in working. There's a lot of good hip mobility stuff that you get done there too, but you want less tight hips, you want less hips that feel weak, you want hips that don't hurt. Start training them, start working them. Like a couch stretch every other day or once a week is not training your hips, right? Adding in things like this, obviously scaled and progressed, but actually training your hips is how you're gonna make them feel strong, make them feel mobile, and make them feel able. And a couple stretches every now and then. I think hips are one of the most butchered aspects in training for athletes, and this isn't even on coaches a lot of times. Coaches, I think, miss it, but I think a lot of athletes will do like one stretch every other week, and they'll be like, oh, I've been stretching my hips all the time, man. I've been doing, bro, I'm watching. I know you're not stretching your hips all the time. I know you're not training your hips. Like, just train your hips in your training, on your leg days, on your upper body days, however you want to do it, however you want to get it in, and I bet they feel a lot better, and I bet you have to focus on the small things of the mobility aspect in your couch stretch a lot less. So, something to think about. Hit this other leg. Ooh, this is a good one. This one feels nice. On the other side of this, we're gonna work a little adduction here. I really love these high kicks. I think, again, you get a little bit of hip mobility. You work that glute. Nice and spicy, man. This one's a banger. Get some mobility. Load it with an ankle weight. I think that's one of the keys here. Anything is progressible if you make it progressible, right? I think a lot of things with coaches, like they see movements like, okay, that's cool for the first bit, but like, bro, ankle weights. Like, you can load so many things with ankle weights. Like, there's so many different ways to load and exercise. Anybody that tells you it's not progressible is just silly. Like, they're just not trying. So these high kicks, we got 25 of them. You're gonna be here, kicking out and high, bringing it back in. Nice and spicy here, kicking up. Oh yeah. Boots on fire already. Oh, yeah, those are spanking, man. We'll hit the other leg, then we'll go to the last hip flexor exercise. Then we got these 30-second overcoming isos with a partner. It's better just to pull down there, but we're gonna go laying just like we talked about last week. Pull up in this hip flexor position. These absolutely fucking bodied me the first set. Let's get just a little bit closer. Get my foot through here. And we're here, pulling. Oh. Oh, yeah. Oh. Oh, yeah. Those are an absolute keeper. Holy shit, at least for me, man, those are spicy. Those hip flexor feels weak. This leg's a little bit stronger. All right, ready? 4, 3, 2, 1, and pull. Woo! Oh my God. Oh. Yeah, those are a keeper. Wow, those are spicy. All right, we got an ISO, 5-minute ISO, then we are out of here to our console. Let's do it. Chinese plank here. I don't know why it's called a Chinese plank. It's just what I'm told. So we're gonna be here, upper back on here, holding with the hamstrings here, 5 minutes. This is the build up into single leg Chinese plank. Just nice and chill here. Doesn't get really spicy until like a minute in, but then it gets cooking. Driving our heels into that bench, holding this position nice and high. I'm gonna scoot this bench back just a little bit. Just finding our happy place in this ISO. It's nice and long. 5 minutes. Nice and meditative, honestly. Hamstrings are starting to feel it, calves are starting to feel it. Shouldn't be too bad to start. The lower back will start to cramp up on these. Everything is nice and fun. A couple of athletes said that I was demonic for today's workout. I just ran through it. It was spicy. I didn't think it was terrible. I didn't think it was that bad. They didn't believe that I run it. Well, that's how I knew who watches the Instagram or who watches the YouTube and who doesn't, is based off who was saying they didn't believe that I ran this workout. Like, dude, I upload it every day. That's on you. Can't help it. I think I want to be just a little bit longer. How long into this are we? A little bit longer on the bench, that is. Oh, yeah. The longer I get, the more I stretch it, the more hammy it is, less lower back, which is what I'm going for. Again, a lot of times on these long ISOs, you can see what's fatiguing first, okay? And sometimes that's just the demand of the ISO, and sometimes that's just you have a weak point that you should probably attack. And then how can you adjust to feel what you want to feel? And feeling certain muscles and certain parts of certain muscles is nice in some of these ISOs. Oh my, yeah, there's about to be a full fucking cramp. Oh my God. Just breathe through. Oh, my hammies are gonna cramp. They're gonna cramp. ISO time, bro, is the longest time in the world. I swear, it gets slowed down. Oh my, these hammies, right by the knee, bro. Woo! Cooking. This is a good one. I can't even bring my hips up more, otherwise those things are gonna full fucking cramp. Woo! It gets really spicy if you squeeze a block between your legs during these. Oh my God. I didn't even start with that today, but 5 minutes is plenty long. Never let anybody tell you 5 minutes is too quick. Oh my goodness. 1 minute left. Oh, no, I'm gonna cramp. Oh, fuck. Oh, come on, hold it. Oh. I'm 1 inch away from moving into a cramping spot. You guys don't know. Oh. Anybody watching that thinks I'm bullshitting, rip this one as soon as you're done watching. Rip it with me right now. Put your phone next to you and watch this YouTube video with me. Oh my God, 30 seconds. Pure hamstring, baby, this is money. And oh, 6, oh, come on. Oh yeah, that is money. That is money. Oh, those things are going to love me later. Let's have a talk. Oh, let's adjust you. All right. So, battery's dead on my camera again, so if it shuts off mid-rant, it shuts off mid-rant. But yesterday, my battery died and I didn't get to end it either. So, gonna buy another battery or figure out why the battery's being drained so fast. We'll figure that out, you know, just a growing process. Hasn't been terrible yet, but yesterday and today it was dying super fast, and don't know if that's because I'm recording more or what the issue is. But great workout today. I feel really freaking good. Hamstrings are on fire. Oh, they're about to cramp. They feel good. Snatches felt good. Jumps. Every jump besides that vertical was really good. That vertical was really bad, so that made up for it. But body feels good. Swings have been feeling good. Got that